Hello everyone, and welcome to Shell Point Today for Monday, September 12th. I'm Dan Philgreen. On today's show, we'll hear from Randy Woods about the new season of the Shell Point Singers. Phil Hilton has a calligraphy class in the Academy that we'll learn about, and you'll get the official introduction to Dora Robbins, who has taken over responsibilities as Activities Coordinator in Resort Services. But first, don't forget about tomorrow's Health Connections class at the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. You can make a big splash with your health in the Why Water class, where you'll discover water exercises to ease your joints, increase muscle strength, and your endurance. Join Fitness Coordinator Cheryl Cooper at 10:15 a.m. after you sign up at either service desk. It's time for a fun and delicious tasting event that won't leave you in the dark, except for the chocolates, which are really dark. You'll enjoy samples of 60 to 80% cocoa solid chocolates, as well as teas from around the world. This tea and chocolates tasting event is a sweet deal to get in on, and it takes place on Wednesday at 2:15 p.m. So make sure that you sign up. And finally, please note that the Palm Grill in the Woodlands Commons will close tomorrow and reopen on October 5th. It's time for a new season of the Shell Point Singers. Music director Randy Woods of the Village Church is ready to take you on an exciting journey this season. If you love to sing, then come be a part of the community choir and have fun making music. Everyone is welcome to come and join, and Randy is in our studio to tell us all about it as he visits with Dora Robbins.
Hi, I'm Dora Robbins, and I am the program coordinator at Shell Point. I'm here today with Randy Woods, and we're going to talk about a new program we're excited about. Randy, what's the new program that's coming up?
Well, it is September. It's a new season. It's a new time to sing, and so it's a new opportunity for us to reinvent the Shell Point Singers, our community choir.
Okay, and anybody can join?
Oh, anyone who loves to sing. And if you don't like to sing, come join us, because by the time you're finished singing with us, you will like to sing. We have a good time. We rehearse every Monday at 3:15 at the Village Church. We meet right behind the stage and the platform in the choir room there. Mondays at 3:15, and everyone is welcome to come. Sopranos, altos, tenors, and basses. If you sing a different part than that, you better give me a call first. But otherwise, all the sopranos, altos, tenors, and basses are welcome to come and join us as we sing.
That's great. Now, is there a fee for this?
Well, there is a $10 registration, and that happens when you come. Just show up, and we will work out the details, the paperwork, because the fee is just basically charged to your account. Or if you want to pay separately, we'll do the paperwork. There's a registration that happens that day. There's no audition. Or don't need to call.
So
just
anybody,
show up.
if you can sing, you can join.
All the singers
That's
can come
great.
Monday at
That's
3:15. And what's really exciting is we're going to kick off the season in October with a fall program called Kaleidoscope. And so our Shell Point Singers will be joining with the Village Church Choir in a festive chorus with guest artists and entertainment. It's going to be a wonderful time.
That sounds like a wonderful time.
Yeah.
And that's Mondays at 3:15. Starting
We'll
this
rehearse
Monday?
Every Monday.
Okay.
And this fall, we're going to be doing some music from the favorite movie of all times, The Sound of Music. We'll be doing selections from The Sound of Music, as well as a piece known from the movie The Fantastics called Try to Remember, and some other things as well. So it's going to be a wonderful time. We always enjoy singing together, just the camaraderie of community, sharing our time, our talents, our voices. And so invite all the singers to come Monday at 3:15.
So if you'd like to join the Shell Point Singers, come out on Monday, 3:15, and have some fun. Thank you again. Have a good day.
It's time to talk about a calligraphy class being offered at the Academy. Phil Hilton has taught 4 different styles here at Shell Point, and here's yet another. This is a fun way to add your own personality to your message or call attention to it. If you can hold a pen, you can learn to do calligraphy. Here's Teri Kollath now to learn more from Phil himself.
Hi, I'm Teri Kollath. I'm here today with Phil Hilton of Lakewood. We're talking about another calligraphy class, another calligraphy opportunity that he's teaching in the Academy of Lifelong Learning. Thanks for joining me, Phil.
Good morning to you. I'm glad to be here.
We are delighted that you give us an opportunity. You've done this a number of times, but you're taking it to another level this time with Fracture Black Text Calligraphy.
As a matter of fact, I have probably taught 4 different styles, or hands as they're called in calligraphy, to the residents at Shell Point. This one probably should be the first one people take, because all others are based on the spacing and style of holding the pen and so on that is involved with Fraktur.
Really? So I guess my first question would be, I mean, it's no secret that you're an artist with your beautiful watercolor paintings. Do you have to be an artist to learn how to do calligraphy?
Absolutely not. I dare say most people that do calligraphy may not be involved in art in any other form, because this is a mechanical repetition. It is not a creative process. If you get creative, you stray away from what you're trying to achieve here.
Interesting, because it looks so creative. Is that because it looks so different from regular writing?
Well, the object of calligraphy is to call attention to itself, to send a message with a little of your own personality. And this can be derived from various different styles of calligraphy. But the black text is one we're all familiar with. Some people call it Old English or German. It has a property of a full page being rather dark looking because the spacing is pretty tight together. Okay. It's made more for appearance than for legibility.
So are you saying, Phil, that, for instance, a W, is the way you make a W different for each style of calligraphy?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So actually you could go with this into all different kinds of directions.
In Fraktur, almost all of the letters are comprised of simple little strokes, little squares or little vertical lines. There are a few that have some curves, but mostly those basic elements come together to form the different letters. And it's a matter of practice. I think any resident of Shell Point that can hold a pen can learn to do calligraphy. And it's just a matter of determination and practice. It's like taking a music instrument. You're not going to learn it with a few lessons. You have to go home and practice. And the same is true here. The more you practice, the easier it becomes, and the better the appearance of the page.
Makes me think that the art of practicing, the practice of practicing, is really good for our brains. Learning something new and practicing it, it's soothing, isn't it? It
really is. When you're doing this, you don't think about the politics or what is going on in the world. You're focused on what you're doing, and it gives your mind a break from the routine that it's normally in.
And the repetition leads to something wonderful. The ability.
Absolutely. If a person sticks to this and achieves some degree of perfection in their performance, they will get a lot of confidence and satisfaction from looking at this thing that they probably thought they couldn't do. Some people come into my classes with a lot of trepidation, thinking, I'm not sure I can do this, but they surprise themselves.
And what wonderful notes and cards and things you can send to people. Which reminds me, let's take a look at what you brought here. How did you start in calligraphy?
This is an example that I did as, might say, a final examination in a course that I took by mail from the University of Iowa about 13 years ago. The object was to take a given poem that the instructor gave every student and said, you can make this any size you want to, any layout or arrangement you want to. You can include a little artwork as long as it's not overpowering. So this is what I did. It's all Fraktur, but obviously some words are larger and some smaller. And I put a little rainbow in there just to, I couldn't think of anything that really went with the words of the poem. But anyhow, I got an A on it, so I'm happy.
So that's your thesis from calligraphy.
Might say.
Oh, that's wonderful.
These examples on the table here before us are just things that I did for showing what can be done. A lot of people like to use this particular style when they want to impress somebody. They're sending a large envelope. They can address it in this style. The mailman can read it. You're going to be okay. Yeah. And also, it's good to see the whole page so you can get the feel for the style of lettering and what it can be done. A lot of people like to make a Christmas card with this words and greeting in Fraktur.
I can imagine like a new baby announcement or, anything that's going to be kept. How wonderful to have it look so special.
I've had people ask me to copy a little poem that the guy's wife made, so I did that. Another few people have asked me from time to time to do an inscription in a Bible or on a family photo. I get a little nervous when I'm doing something that's a
On a
one-of-a-kind
photo,
thing, but luckily I have not goofed yet.
And you have practice, so that's hoped, right?
And the price is right. I'm always glad to do something for somebody if they need special look to it.
Speaking about the price, that's one of the reasons I want to thank you for sharing your generosity with our residents, sharing your talent so generously for our residents, to give them an opportunity to do something that could be so satisfying. Thanks, Phil.
Well, I'm glad to do it. Thank you.
So you can sign up at either service desk for Fracture Black Text Calligraphy. Don't wait. Class starts September 13th with Phil Hilton.
Shell Point has a new activities coordinator who's also a familiar face to many. Dora Robbins has taken the position and visits with Michelle Tompkins of Resort Services.
Hi, I'm Michelle Tompkins with Resort Services, and I'm here today with Dora Robbins. And many of our residents know Dora. They've seen her around campus, and she's been with Resort Services for a while as an activities assistant. And I want to introduce you to her today in a different role, a new role for Dora here with Resort Services. She is now our new program coordinator. Dora, welcome here and congratulations.
Thank you.
We're very happy to have you in this new role. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been here at Shell Point, because you are not new to Shell Point.
No, I'm not. I'm really excited to be here. I actually started out at Shell Point as a security guard, and I was there for not quite a year, and then I came to Shell Point itself because security is different. I came to Shell Point as a lead housekeeper. From there, I came to activities leader, and now I'm really excited because now I'm program coordinator.
So it's safe to say you've worn a lot of hats here at Shell Point.
Yes, I have.
Well, now is your new role as program coordinator of on-site activities. What are you most excited about?
I am really the most excited about planning the events, and I get to find the performers, and that's going to be a great experience.
You know what, it is, and our department's different because we get to be one-on-one with the residents and plan these fun things that they get to do. And now being September, I know the upcoming months are going to get kind of busy, but what are some things you're working on now for the future of programming?
I know a lot of people have been wanting bingo, so we're going to start bingo once a month. We have the fall dance coming up. We have the concert with Dean Miller coming up. Just a lot of fun activities. And if anybody has any requests for things that they'd like to do, I'd be more than happy to try to fit something in for them.
Well, with all those fun activities planned, we want to know about Dora. Who is Dora? Tell us a little bit about you.
Me. I am a mother of 3. I'm the grandma of one sweet, sweet little boy. He's my boy. He's 19 months old. I actually come from the southern tier of New York. So I've been here in Florida for 4 years, so it's quite a change, but no more snow and stuff like that. In my spare time, I'm kind of a crafty person. So I paint all kinds of stands and redo things, but that would be my hobby. I like to build things like my little lighthouses, but yeah, crafty is what I like to do.
Well, that hobby of being crafty, and it sounds like you're really creative as well. That's going to come in handy with this
Yes, it
program
is.
as a program coordinator
Yes, it
in this role. Well, Dora, we are really happy to have you here. And like I said, a lot of the residents know who Dora is, but if you don't, and you don't know Dora yet, please go into her office in the Resident Activity Center, introduce yourself, congratulate her on her new role, get to know her because you're going to see her around property a lot these days. Thank you so much, and we hope you have a great day.
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, Academy News, menus, and Village Church connections. Right after this Listening to the Words preview from David Hallenstein.
We've already highlighted Mother's Day and Father's Day for this year, so it's time for Grandparents' Day, which is September 11th. We'll hear what Charles Wells wrote about spending the day with his 5-year-old granddaughter. Then Jeanette Batko's story about how 2 little girls get in trouble over Grandma's glass eye. Then Virginia Elliott's story about how the little children honored their 92-year-old grandpa for his funeral. Then the lyrics from 2 grandparents' songs written by Dan Filgreen of Shell Point TV. Then a down-to-earth description of Grandpa's garden, followed by a poem titled Grandma's Flowers. Also, one of Sid Simon's grandpa-granddaughter dialogues he's recorded with shell pointer Ann Wharton. David Howenstein promising all that and more on this week's 30-minute program that runs twice each hour every day this week on ShellPoint's Channel 12 and can be heard by pointing your browser to www.shellpoint.net/listening. And thank you for listening to the words.
Hi, and welcome to the Happening segment of ShellPoint TV. I'm Bev Chandley, and I want to introduce you to Dora Robbins. She's going to be doing the ShellPoint Happenings with me. And isn't it nice? We're the same height.
That's right.
I know. We're going to start today with 8 o'clock men's round robin tennis down at the Woodlands tennis courts. We have mobile mammography at the Village Church at 8 o'clock as well. 8 o'clock is also the time the pickleball courts will be busy down behind the Resident Activities Center. We have virtual bowling at the Resident Activity Center at 8:45. Billiards will be at the Resident Activity Center at 9:15. Also at 9:15, those lollygagger paddlers will be down at the kayak facility getting ready for their weekly outing. We have pottery with instruction available in the pottery studio at 9:15. At 10 o'clock, we have men's match play tennis down at the Woodlands. Our Susie Q boat goes to Matanzas on the Bay today at 10 o'clock. And we have a Health Connections class at 10:15, Brain Boot Camp. That's in the Social Center. You do need to sign up for that one. The Parkinson's Enrichment Group will be at the Community Room of King's Crown at 10:15. At 10:30, the Disciple Men's Bible Study Group will be in the Game Room of the Woodlands. The Table Tennis Playing Clinic will be in the Tarpon Room at 10:45. And the final activity of the morning is at 11:30 with the Health Connections class, Bar Ball Edition. That's in the Health Club. Now here's Dora. She's going to go over the afternoon lineup for you.
Starting at 12 o'clock, we have Mahjong, and that is at the Sable Room at the Woodlands. At 12:45, Zumba Fitness at the Health Club on the island. That's full. At 1:15, we have the Samba Card Game, Resident Activity Center on the island. Tone Chimes is at 1:15. At 1:45, we have Balance and Mobility. Advanced, that's at the Health Club on the island. Sign up is required. At 2 o'clock, we have the Beady-Eyed Club. That's at the Oak Room at the Woodlands. At 3 o'clock, we have Pilates Stretch at the Health Club on the island. ShellPoint Singers Rehearsal is at 3:15. Singles Table at the Crystal Dining Room is at 5 o'clock. Our final activity for today is Duplicate Bridge. That's at 6:30. Those are our activities for today. Thanks. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Teri Kollath, manager of the Academy of Lifelong Learning, on Monday, September 12th, the first day of the fall semester. We begin at 9 a.m. with a writer's workshop in the Sable Room at the Woodlands with Dan Warner of Turbine as our instructor. Sign up is required. At 9:30, we have the first educational field trip, Academy on the Go #1, and it's Sunday School, with court pickup beginning on the island at 9:30 a.m. for those who have registered. At 10:15, we have our first iPad class, Things to Know Before Buying an iPad, with Penny Modridge of Nautilus. This will be in the Manatee Room on the island for those who have signed up. And at 10:30, we have a class everyone is welcome to join, and it's Anatomy of Words with Floyd Jamison of Parkwood, Dan Warner of Turbine, and Frank Sevier of Harbor Court. This will meet in the Oak Room of the Woodlands. At noon, we have something new and interesting. It's a lunch conversation in French. Our facilitator is Susan Schmidt of Lakewood. They're going to meet in the Crystal Dining Room, and sign-up is required. At 1:15, Bob Jakubiak of Lucina will teach a basic iPad class. This will take place in the Teaching Center on the island, and sign-up is required. I'd like to share with you what's coming tomorrow on Tuesday. At 9 o'clock, we have Fractor, which is black text calligraphy, with Phil Hilton of Lakewood. We also have our first Coffee with a Neighbor, and our presenter is Martin Chappell, Executive Vice President of Shell Point. A ticket is required, but if you weren't able to get one, don't worry. You'll have more opportunities to meet Mr. Chappell. We also have an iPad contacts class with Penny Modridge of Nautilus.
Menus for Monday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is Salisbury steak served with mashed potatoes and carrots. The dinner special is Old Home Cooking Night for $13.95. The soup of the day is Senate Bean. In the Island Cafe, the sandwich special is a hot corned beef sandwich on a Kaiser with potato salad for $7.95. And the Palm Grill is closed on Mondays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to the Village Church Connections. I'm Don Pullen. Bravery is defined by Merriam-Webster as the quality that allows someone to do things that are dangerous or frightening. Just recently, we saw it displayed as a group of people who were driving on a highway in Binghamton, New York, got out of their cars to save a woman who was stuck in a burning car after the brakes on a large truck failed and it plowed into her car and a bunch of others. They risked their lives as the flames began to engulf her car, breaking a window in order to get her out. Once again, as summer winds down and fall starts to peek from the horizon, our nation is reminded of the bravery of some of the men and women who died on September 11, 2001. Some tried to help co-workers and lost the opportunity to leave. Some were first responders, 343 firemen, 60 policemen, 8 EMTs who knew the danger and rushed into the burning towers to help anyway. And some were the 40 who were crew and passengers on a hijacked airplane heading towards our nation's capital, attacking the cockpit with such force that the hijackers drove the jet into the ground in a barren field in western Pennsylvania. One of the passengers on Flight 93 that morning was a friend of mine. While I served on the pastoral team at Princeton Alliance Church in Princeton, New Jersey, I met a young couple when they first visited our church. Todd and Lisa Beamer were graduates of Wheaton College and moved to the Princeton area when Todd took a job with Oracle. They quickly made a significant connection with our church as they met and joined a large, small group made up of 20-something couples. It was exciting to see young people who were passionate about their relationship with Jesus Christ and were trying hard to keep Him front and center in the midst of their role as couples and employees. It was that commitment to family that caused Todd to make a last-minute change for flight from Newark to San Francisco from Monday evening to Tuesday morning. He could spend one more evening with Lisa and their 2 young sons and still be able to be on the West Coast in time for a meeting early Tuesday afternoon. That choice placed him on Flight 93 on September 11th. I'm sure you are aware of the story, how the passengers became aware of the planes that were flown into the World Trade Center towers and the Pentagon via their cell phones, how they purposely planned together to retake control of the hijacked aircraft, how they prayed and asked the Lord to accomplish His will that morning, and how they said, "Let's roll," as they rushed the cockpit. Their bravery and the heroism that day showed the world that they were cut from the same cloth as the first responders who ran into the towers earlier that morning. With full knowledge of the significant risk, they did what needed to be done. Truly, the United States is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Because the images of the carnage caused by the Islamic terrorists remains fresh in our minds, we are tempted to be afraid or angry. I want to challenge you to instead focus on the bravery of those who gave their lives to serve others. Pray for their families who will never be the same, even though 15 years have now passed. Pray for our nation as we respond to the ongoing war on terror, asking God to give our leaders wisdom and courage to accomplish His purposes. The Apostle Paul reminds us of this type of bravery in his letter to the church in Rome. Chapter 5, verse 6 says, "Very rarely will anyone die for a righteous man, though for a good man someone might possibly dare to die." The bravery of those on September 11th exemplify this attitude. Men and women who willingly gave their lives to serve others and our nation. We are blessed to have heroes who took dangerous and frightening actions in spite of great peril to themselves. But the apostle takes it one important step further in the next verse. But God demonstrates His own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Someone else, besides the heroes of 9/11, has given his life for you and I, and every human being that's ever walked on the face of the earth. Receiving the amazing gift of salvation by grace through faith in Jesus Christ alone enables all who believe to receive true freedom, as our sins are forgiven by the one and only one who has ever been given that ability, Jesus Christ Himself. Freedom from guilt, freedom from fear, freedom from doubt, freedom from terror, and freedom from ever feeling alone again. As Jesus said in John 8:36, so if the Son, Jesus, sets you free, you will be free indeed. Have you made that choice to accept the free gift of salvation available to you through Jesus Christ? Todd Beamer had, and I'm sure he would implore you to do the same. Explore God's Word and read about how Jesus came to set us free and to let the Spirit of God speak to your heart. Let the bravery and courage of those heroes of September 11th spur you to consider your own relationship with the God who created the world which we live, and His Son who gave His life for you. We are thankful for the bravery demonstrated by our fellow Americans on that day, and eternally grateful to our Savior and Lord Jesus Christ, who is our rock and our salvation. And thank you for watching the Village Church Connections.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Watch again tomorrow when we'll learn about a fall prevention awareness event from CJ Galata. And we'll head out to the community thrift store where Erica May has the latest happenings from the store. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Monday, September 12th. I'm Dan Philgreen, and on behalf of everyone here at SPTV, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.